Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Muhammad Zishan. I'm a UK qualified accountant and a tax advisor. In this video, we are going to walk you through about the UK crisis which is impacting across the UK to millions of people, which is UK rental crisis. Why is rent rising so fast? Why it is very hard to find a decent property on a decent monthly rent? In this video, I'm going to break down the real reason behind rental property crisis and rising in rents and why landlords are leaving property businesses, plus what government policies and interest to do with this crisis at all. Let's get into it. Shortage of rental properties. To understand the crisis, we need to start with the supply side. There's a severe shortage of rental properties across the UK, particularly in cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham. Demand for renters is at an all-time high, but supply just has not kept up. New housing developments have slowed down due to rising construction costs, tighter planning rules, and economic uncertainty. Meanwhile, many private landlords are leaving the market, and we will explore why shortly. With more people chasing fewer homes, rents are normally pushing up and rising. Now, let's look into rise in rents. In the past year alone, average rents in some UK cities have increased by over 10 to 15%. In London, some tenants are now paying 2500 or more for a one-bedroom flat. This simply is not sustainable for the average worker or student. What's causing this is a perfect storm: less supply, more demand, and landlords needing to cover their rising costs from mortgage to compliance. Unfortunately, the tenants, especially young professionals, students, they are the most who feel squeezed with this rent crisis. Now, let's talk about something which has been overlooked and never been talked about, which is landlord exodus. Over the past few years, a significant number of private landlords have sold up and left the rental market. Why? Because the economic of being a landlord in the UK have changed drastically. Profit margins have shrunk, and in some cases, landlords are even making losses, especially if they bought with a mortgage. And add to that, increasing compliance burden, regulatory checks, and uncertainty. Many landlords now feel it's not worth to own a property portfolio. However, a big turning point comes up when government changed Section 24, which means landlords are no longer to claim the mortgage interest against their rental profits. Before 2017, landlords could deduct the entire mortgage interest from the rental income. Now they can only claim a basic rate tax credit of 20%, which disproportionately affects higher rate taxpayer. This means that even if your rental income has not increased, your tax bill has eaten into your profits. Other tax changes like the 5% stamp duty surcharge on additional properties, reduced wear and tear allowance, and higher capital gain tax when selling have made property investing less appealing. Then came in rise in interest rates. The Bank of England has increased interest rates to combat inflation, but this has a significant impact on buy-to-let mortgages. Many landlords who were previously on low fixed rates are now facing mortgage renewals at double or even triple the previous cost. If the rent they collect cannot cover the new mortgage payments, many landlords are forced to either raise rents dramatically or sell their properties altogether. This vicious cycle is shrinking the property portfolio even further. Another key driver of demand is immigration in form of international students and skilled workers. The UK remains an attractive destination for higher education and work opportunities. However, new arrivals typically rely on the private rental market, especially in their first year. While their presence supports the economy, the sudden influx in some areas has placed further pressure on an already strained system. And this is especially visible in university towns. Universities have expanded rapidly, but student accommodation hasn't kept kept pace, pushing students into the general rental market and competing with local tenants. So, to summarize, a UK rental crisis has been pushed by a demand and supply of homes, rising demands for both national and international tenant, government tax policies that discourage landlords, sky high mortgage rates, and overall lack of cohesive housing policy. Whether you are a tenant who is struggling to find a decent property or a landlord who is struggling to find a decent tenant, government has to make sure the policies for tenants and landlords and the balance between rental properties should be optimal, so neither the landlords nor the tenants should affect with these policies. And if you found this video helpful, please do not try to share it with your friends and colleagues, and please do not hesitate to like and subscribe. As always, hand ahead salute until the next video.